Okay, so first download the zip file and go to your downloads folder. You'll need to extract the file. So right click, go to extract all, get this little window or something like it, click extract, and these are your templates. So right click on the quick start one, go to properties and click unblock if you have that box there. That will unblock the macros from working because the file came from the internet and Windows may say, we're not sure we trust this. So click unblock, say okay. Do the same thing on the other Word file, properties, unblock, okay. Okay, so let's open up the quick start. Well, first of all, your blank stress worksheet is going to look like this. Let's zoom out. Basically, you just print this up and fill it in for each patient. It's real easy. Just put it on a clipboard while they're on the treadmill. Have the provider fill this in. And here is one that is already filled in. We'll zoom out. And this is just some sample data. This is what it'll look like when it's filled out. And this is the information that's going to be entered into the quick start template. So let's minimize that and we'll open the quick start template and I'll show you how this works. First thing you're going to do is up here it says enable content. That will enable the macros. So let's do that. That's kind of the internal programming that makes this whole thing work. If you want to permanently enable macros, once you start using this, you can go to File, down here, Options, Trust Center Settings, and say Enable All Macros. And then say OK. So kind of the way this works is the blue fields you type into only because this kind of data is faster to be typed. All the other data is drop downs. And it'll take about 2 minutes to fill this data in. If you like, we can populate your interpreting physicians in here and here, or you can just sort of just select that and type in anything you want. And you can do that into any of these drop downs. So we can say John Hancock here. So anyway, so this is what it looks like when it's filled in. I'll go over how to fill it in, but basically you kind of use the drop downs that you use and you don't use the ones that you don't use. We can add some other baseline EKG abnormalities. Maybe they had some left anterior hemi block here, so we can add that. And you just sort of add them in a row like that. And then to get rid of all the extra drop downs and fill in the summary section, calculate the age, calculate the BMI, calculate the age predicted maximum heart rate. You go up to report automation and you'll click demographics plus exercise because that's the data we've entered. And we should get a message like this that says all of the report elements have been entered and are logically consistent. It does say IAC nuclear PET. That's sort of a holdover from our nuclear cardiology reporting software because these are the elements that are required for an exercise stress test per the IAC. So anyway, then just hit create report and it will kind of ask you where you want to save your data. And we could just save this to, let's say, we'll save this to our downloads folder. It'll give the name of the patient, the date of the study, and then normally this will just say exercise tolerance test. So we'll save that. And so now we have a Word document that's basically complete. If you go up to the very top here where it says unhighlight entire document, that little white box, click that. And now you have a totally complete stress test. except for, and I'll show you how to do this later, just type in your electronic signature password and then hit F3 and your name will appear there. So now it's complete. We can save it again with the signature there, because this is just a Word document, and we'll finalize the report. And it'll say press yes to save the report as a PDF, and exit will say yes. And so now it'll be a PDF. And so you can just upload this to your EHR. That's how it works. And if you want, email me and I can create a nice little header for you here and enter your personnel, your ordering physicians and your interpreting physicians. $75 sounds fair. The headlines are all down here. It's easy to read. You got your impression. It's a lot nicer than what most people have, and I think your referring providers will appreciate it. So now let's do a blank template from scratch. Basically, you start with the blue fields, and what you do is you double click into the blue field. If you just place your cursor in there and you start typing, it's going to do that. So you don't want that. So I'm going to Control Z, which is undo, and it's going to get rid of all that. And you're going to double click in there so the whole thing is sort of highlighted like that. And I'm going to type in a name, Doe, John, and I'm going to tab over to the next blue field, and I'm going to say he was born on 1/1 of 1950. Tab over to the medical record field, type some numbers in there, type his weight in here, and just kind of keep tabbing because that's the quickest. We'll say this guy went 6 minutes and 30 seconds, and his baseline heart rate was 78. He got up to 136, and his baseline blood pressure was 120/88. Went up to 168/98. So we're done typing. And the rest of it is just drop downs. He is a male. Date of the study is today. Ordering physician. You can just type in here. Again, just double click and say my name, MD. So you can type into any of these if you like. Choose the height, 5'9", his history, maybe he has an abnormal EKG, some chest pain, some diabetes, maybe that's enough. The indication is assessment of chest pain. How many METs is 6? We'll say 7 METs. And his baseline EKG was normal sinus with, just about anything you want here. Maybe he had like a right bundle branch block and a left anterior hemiblock. At peak stress, were there any arrhythmias, maybe some PVCs, any ST changes? We could say horizontal of 1.5, and for symptoms, maybe he just had fatigue and dyspnea up here, just nothing out of the ordinary. So the actual reason for termination was fatigue, dyspnea, patient's request, and the impression for 1.5 millimeters, I guess it would be maybe equivocal due to ECG changes, or maybe you want to say positive by ECG criteria. Then just choose your name down here, put the date of the report, which will be today, and that's it. These yellow fields, these are T-wave changes. The yellow fields are like sometimes necessary, but not always. And then another one would be, did you give any nitroglycerin during recovery? What about a beta blocker? But we'll leave those blank. And just to kind of show you the error checking, I'll leave this gender field blank, like we'll forget something. So we'll go up to report automation, we'll hit demographics plus exercise, and it says that we did not select a gender, no other issues in the demographics section, and no issues in the stress tests section. It's still going to ask us to save the report, but we won't until we hit the gender. And now we'll do exercise plus stress again. We get the success message, our downloads folder where we're saving these things. And this one is Doe, John, exercise tolerance test with the date of the study. And so we'll save it and go up here, unhighlight everything, type your password in here, password, and then F3, puts your signature in there, and that doesn't really match this name, so I'm just going to go in here and change it to John Hancock. So that's that. I'm going to save it one more time just to save that change. And now I'm going to finalize the report as a PDF. And we'll go to our downloads folder here and open the PDF and zoom out a little bit. And that's our exercise tolerance test report that we just created real quick. And you can just upload this to your patient's chart. Now, one more thing you want to do, once you get your template the way you like it, maybe after you paste your header in there, you just double click up here and paste your own header in here. Or I can make one for you, whatever you want. But once you get it all the way you like, and maybe make any other changes you want to the template, you're going to just go in there, right click, go to properties and say read only. That'll just keep any changes to the actual template from being made. So let's open this up again, and I'll show you how to put your own signature in here. Okay, so to do the password protected signature feature, what you're going to do is write down your physician's signatures on a piece of paper, scan it, make it a PDF, open the PDF. I'm going to open this this image here, but the concept is the same. And then you're going to open your snipping app, which is just the Windows accessory. So you'll open that and you'll say new snip, and you're just going to snip that signature from the PDF that you've created. And we'll go back here. And so this is our snipping tool, and we'll save it. I'm going to save it to my downloads folder. I'm going to call it new snipped signature, but we'll just call it Dr. Jones signature. Dr. Jones sig. Okay, so that should be in our downloads folder now. So let's just go here. Let's open this with Microsoft Photos, and we're going to copy it. And then we're going to open up our exercise tolerance test template. We're going to make sure that it's not read-only, because we're going to make an alteration to the template. We're going to open it up, and we're going to put the signature here and just make it whatever size you want. And then select it. So it's got these little circles around it. Go to, where is it? Insert up here. Go to Quick Parts, and we're going to go to Auto Text. We're going to save the selection to the Auto Text gallery. So for this particular signature, put in the name field whatever you want the password for this person's signature to be. Let's say he wants his password to be 123. So okay. So from now on, once you press 123 and then F3, that signature will appear. So as long as the doctors know their password, they can just type in their password and then hit F3 on the keyboard, and their signature will appear. And actually, we don't even have to make any changes to the template. This signature feature is stored in the Word program on each computer that you use to create these reports. So if you use multiple PCs, to create these reports, you'll have to set up the signatures for each, because they're in this quick part gallery that resides on the actual PC. It doesn't travel with the templates. So it resides in the Word program on the PCs. But that's about everything.